Salam PJ Lestari. I'm Chen Chong or CC. Welcome to our Lestari Chat for this week. As we all know, in the recent weeks or months, we have many stories about community dogs and cats, issues that are rising from the recent copy shooting, that trigger a lot of outrages among the community. I also met the community at the front gate of the parliament when they staged a protest. They wanted justice, not just for copy, but for the whole entire system so that it's more humane. So today with us, we have Asther Lau, the
Hello.
president of Animal Kindness Coalition. Welcome to Lestari Chat.
Thank you for having me here, YB.
So Lester, I know is very timely for us to have you here to talk about, of course, animal rights and TNRM. Do not be confused with this abbreviation. We'll talk about this in more detail later. But before that, let's talk about yourself. Share with the audience, if you don't mind, about your background.
Okay. So I used to be an entrepreneur. I was a photographer for quite many years. I owned my own business, and back in 2019, I took a break for my own health, and there were issues of the community in my neighborhood complaining about the dogs on the streets. So I got kind of interested and keen because I grew up having pet dogs in my house, and they're all adopted from the streets. So then I thought, with my experience knowing how to deal with them, I went onto the streets, I did my survey, and I realized we need to find a way to resolve the high population issues. So that's where my journey began.
And eventually you form an NGO called Animal Kindness Coalition.
Yes.
It's unbelievable where you started with your care for some community animals around your neighborhood, and then now you're the president of Animal Kindness Coalition. Do you mind talk about your NGO, how it functions, and how you got involved and eventually, of course, established this NGO together with your peers?
So because of the work that we do to protect the animals on the streets, and there came a time when we had issues involving the local authorities. That's when a few of us, including Helena, who's the co-founder of AKC, the two of us decided to approach the leaders of the community, and month after month of meeting different leaders, and we decided to form an NGO. So this NGO sole mission is actually to do TNRM, which is trap, neuter, vaccinate, release, and manage. That is the most humane. We believe that it's the most humane and effective way of strays population control. And at the same time, we also work on awareness, because that comes in under the M part, the manage part. So we really emphasize on the awareness program to go along with it.
So here comes the term TNVRM. It's trap, neuter, vaccinate, release, and manage. As complicated as it sounds, it's actually a way to manage our community dogs and cats, especially dogs in current context, I guess. But of course, it doesn't just confine to a single animal. Why TNVRM comes into the picture? As an MP, I first encountered some NGOs talking about this concept in how we can manage and slowly reduce the population of the community dogs in Petaling Jaya, in my case. And here comes this very progressive concept, and to me is the most sustainable method in imposing some system that is sustainable yet humane to the animals, yet at the same time also showing respect to us as human beings. Do you mind to share more about the details of TNVRM? And I heard some city councils have implemented it and doing quite well.
I'm happy to share about this. Because we did research all around Malaysia to find out how it can be done correctly. because all over Malaysia, there are small little communities that are running this program already, but it was not done in an effective way. Let's just put it that way. So we actually found a council in Penang, who actually worked with this NGO called IAPWA, IAPWA, and they have this collaboration, mutual MOU, to run TNR program in Penang. It has been for 7 years now, where what they do is they will catch the community dogs, and then they will have them neutered, spayed, castrated, that's the same term, and then they have them vaccinated, not only on core vaccines, but also on rabies. They are given both core and rabies vaccination. After that, after they heal, then they'll be released back to their community, where they came from.
Okay.
Yeah, and in order for this method to work, for this system to be effective, show result, 70 to 80% of the original population of these community dogs needs to be returned back to their original location. You cannot take like 50% only and the rest you relocate or rehome. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. And then the M part goes back to the community, the feeders or the community people who will take care of the released dogs. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's how they do it.
So Esther, usually when we deal with the problems, there are usually two groups of people, and they don't like each other. One group is the animal lovers, rescuers,
Yes.
And pet owners
Yes.
and pet lovers. So they are advocating for TNVRM. On the other hand, there is another group of committee members. They say, I make a phone call to the city council. I expect the committee dogs, stray dogs as they call it, I want them to be off my radar, off the streets, off my radar the next day. They couldn't comprehend the benefits of TNVRM. And to them, it's like, what? The rescuers, or the enforcement officers comes, take the dog away, then the next week, hey, they are meeting the same dog again. so do you face challenges persuading, convincing this group of people, and maybe you can share more also actually why TNVRM are so beneficial to them?
Okay. So the Miss Chung, chairman of IAPWA, we learn a lot from her, and I will quote her this. She said that TNVRM is especially good for everyone, including the people who cannot comprehend the benefits of these community dogs, because the ultimate goal is to bring down the numbers of these animals on the street.
Yes.
That's the ultimate goal. But the only thing is it will take time, and it's humane, rather than you take and throw away or relocate or kill, which is the current policy basically. So for here, when we do awareness, we also do the same. We will explain to them why you take and then take it away or kill or rehome is not going to be effective, because the next day you will see another new batch of dogs coming in. This is called vacuum effect. So because your resources of space is there, your resources of food and water is there, and if your circumference of your area has other community dogs, when they overpopulate, naturally they will come into the vacuum space. So that's how the cycle will continue, and it's going to be so tiring and so financially burdening as well, even to the local authorities. They still every day they have to come and catch, and then tomorrow they have to come and catch again, or next month they have to come and catch again. It's money that is non-stop being poured out.
I think to some members, they thought, why can't we all just lock all these dogs up in a shelter or somewhere and get someone to take care of them? Do you think this idea will work?
Well,
maybe they have underestimated the total population of community dogs.
So there are millions of community dogs and cats right now in Malaysia. Millions.
What about Petaling Jaya?
Petaling Jaya, easily 2 million, I would say.
Right.
Yeah.
So which means we need probably 3 or 4 One Utama complex. Even that is not enough to host all dogs.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there is a rough calculation that we did with the lowest cost of running a shelter that is taking care of 200 dogs. Yeah.
Okay.
You're looking at 100,000 ringgit a month. Wow. That is only just the basic maintenance of utilities and food and salary. And then what about if they get sick and all that? Because their basic needs include health care as well. Yeah. If you do not provide them the health care, it's against the AW Act, against animal rights as well. You know, you don't let them suffer and all. But there is also the debate between euthanasia, right? But how many do you want to euthanize? You euthanize, the new puppies will still coming in.
Sure.
Yeah. So the trap, neuter, release program would still be the more sustainable way and more effective way in the long run. Yeah. It's a matter of people need to understand that you need to be patient for something to take effect.
True.
Yeah.
And what about the dogs that have been returned to the community? How to differentiate them? Because one maybe makcik or
to identify them, right?
Housewife, right? Yeah. One day she got shocked when she's seeing the same dog reappear, right?
Yes.
How to differentiate them, those that have been neutered and vaccinated?
Okay, so for AKC, our method is by ear notching. Ear notching means the ear, during the surgery of castration or spaying, the ear also will be cut in a small V shape.
Okay.
Yeah, and both ears will be cut. Yeah, one ear is to signify.
Very painful, isn't it, to the dog?
It's a small notch only,
small
but
notch.
it's under anesthesia. Okay. So by the time they wake up, it's a very small surgery process, and it will heal within 2 days, basically. Yeah. So one is for neutering, one is for rabies. The right side is to signify rabies. Okay. So if let's say you go on the streets and you see some community dogs with just one ear notch, meaning probably that dog didn't have the rabies vaccination, and it will be done by local people, the residents. Yeah, because costs.
So it's like a common language for rescuers and for the animal lovers.
Yes.
Notching
ears
is one way of identifying.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Other countries would do ear tagging. They put tags and all. But we did try that in one local area in in Perak, if not mistaken. I think it was Kapar. I can't remember exactly, but our own panel vet has done locum there before, and according to her experience was that the infection tends to happen around the tag. Either infection or sometimes the young puppies will play with each other and then they will bite and it comes off. So it was, we decided not to do that. Ear notching will still be the better one.
It's a more minimalist approach.
Yeah, more minimalist approach, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. So I think to your benefits to understand when you see dogs with ear, notch or clip, meaning they are vaccinated and they are probably have been neutered. They're back on the street because it's under TNVRM program.
Yeah. And I forgot to add that during the healing at the vet or at the center, we actually assess their behavior. So usually when, that's why we emphasize on humane catching. When we catch them humanely, we don't traumatize them. They start to trust human.
Okay.
So during the assessment in the clinic, we also try to rehab them to make them feel more at peace when they see people. So upon release, their behavior towards humans will be more gentle, and that will avoid conflicts between human and animals as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So Esther, we were talking about dealing with government agencies, right? Because eventually we would really hope that this system or this program will be adopted, accepted by the government agencies.
Yes.
What's your experience? Your association has been around for 2 years?
Yes.
Yeah, since 2023.
2023.
I did see very aggressive lobbying engagement
Yes.
by your organization and other organizations as well. So how's the progress so far? Engaging the government.
Okay. when it
I can
first
see a very long site from you.
I lost count the number of meetings that we had with different leaders and government leaders, but we just had to pursue forward to kind of bring awareness to the government that there are a better way, a more beneficial way and more sustainable way to doing it. And I'm glad to say there are leaders who are willing to listen. I'm glad, but it takes time. It takes time because they need to also understand how are they going to apply it into the system. So that's where the whole society approach needs to work together. On our side, our NGO will do research. We will do research from other countries and how the other countries with their government and their people work together to implement this TNVRM. So at the same time, we try to do whatever we can, customize it for Malaysia area. And hence, recently, we actually came to the parliament, and we request for some amendments to the existing law because some of the part of the laws are not too, they are too rigid or too general in order for us to apply a more effective solution to the TNVRM.
Yeah, sure. Just, to be on the record, Esther, the NGO and other activists too, we had a meeting in the parliament to discuss about the possibility of amending Animal Welfare Act to reflect the contemporary challenge as well as the evolving needs of the people. We also hope that it's a living document, any amendment of acts. We hope that can reflect the latest needs as well as the demand of the people. We also had a meeting with YB Ng Swee Lim, the ex-core in Selangor, that's handling local government. So Esther, do you find the meeting promising, and do you see Selangor has the potential of emulating the model that has been done in Penang to make it happen?
Definitely. I do see a possibility and positive feedback from YB Ng himself. I feel we do see that the whole team of the coalition of NGO members that came that day, we do see that he's willing to listen and to apply something that is beneficial to everyone. So we actually look forward to the implementation of no-kill policy for Selangor to start with, and definitely towards a more sustainable approach of TNVRM. Because sheltering itself is not sustainable, as we know. And who is willing to sacrifice their whole life to take care of the shelter? Because shelter is a lifelong for the humans, not for the animals. Because the animals,
and our animals are in prison. In some ways, right? They lost their freedom.
And the animals outside keep reproducing, and then the animals that die inside will be replaced with the one. So it's a non-stop cycle. So
it's a bit like in Buddhism, it's like a karma that keeps coming back.
It keeps coming back. Yes. So
this is not I would say not smart actually solution towards tackling the community animals problems.
With any problem, you want a proper resolution.
That's right. So my calling to committee members, especially from Petaling Jaya, is that learn more about TNVRM. I do endorse this program, and I think this is by far the most sustainable, the most effective way in dealing with community dogs and cats in our community. And I did offer to YB Ng Swee Lim, you can be my witness, to make PJ Petaling Jaya the first pilot project. To be the first pilot to run TNVRM program, and we are still waiting for some progress and updates from YB Ng. So looking forward to that.
We look forward to that.
Now, of course, at parliamentary level, we will soon jointly endorse a letter, I think written to YB Azalina, Minister of Law, so that we can accelerate the endorsement of amending the Animal Welfare Act. There are a few clauses, I have a thick documents given by you, right? So there are a few areas that we need to look at, including the current policies that is, I think the 5 freedoms are provided for under Section 24 of the Act, and culling policy, Section 30, the culling policy, and the rest. So we have to I think look into this matter in detail.
That's right.
And hopefully we can make some progress in the parliament as well. So any last word from you? My question is another question. All our stray cats, and you name them community dogs. Why so?
So we among our animal welfare people, we believe that these animals have their rights to live on the streets, and the streets are already their home. So we don't see them as straying. We don't see them as homeless. They are in their home. So we call them as community dogs, because they are in our community.
Yeah.
So that's how we would like to label them or to call them. It is their rights, to be frank. We should acknowledge that it is our human rights to take care of the animals that is living in our vicinity.
I think same goes to bahasa, right? We call them, some of them call it anjing liar. It's actually not liar, but
it's not liar.
Terbiar or anjing jalanan. That's a better term. And I think by also changing our mindset is always the first step towards resolving the long-standing issues of the community. And I'm looking forward really to see some progress in the new year of 2025. So thank you, Esther, again for coming to our program. See you next Monday, the audience, Lestari Chat. Bye-bye.